pull this in. You should be able to hear me okay. Testing 1, 2. Hey, everybody, just going live quick on a Thursday. I had some questions about rhythm and developing rhythm, so I thought, what the heck? We'd spend a little time together, have a little Guitar Zoom hangout, and so what I'm going to do here is, if you can, just throw in the chat that you can hear me and see me and everything's cool, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I saw somebody had posted in the Guitar Zoom community about rhythm and trying to develop a funkier sense of rhythm. Hey, Byram. So I thought, let's go ahead and hang out a little bit and see what we can come up with. So what I'm going to do here is keep this nice and easy, just have some fun with some rhythm stuff. No soloing stuff today, just keeping it really nice and again, easy. Find something fun to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Jimi Hendrix chord, if you've heard of that before. Hey, David. Hey, Gorgon. Hey, Rasta. Hey, Arno. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Jerry. Hey, everybody. It's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We're just, again, no big deal. Just have a few extra minutes. I just finished a project, and I thought I would go live and hang out with some Guitar Zoom family and just have some fun. So, and I did see a few questions about rhythm. I see that a lot, and so I thought today it would be fun to talk a little bit about this, okay? Hey, Sean. Hey, Steve. Hey, Ronald. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what we call this Jimi Hendrix chord, which is a sharp 9 chord. So I'm playing an E7 sharp 9 chord is what I'm playing here. Hey, Wesley. Hey, Carrie. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. So what we're going to do here is I'm playing 7th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, and 8th fret. So I'm making kind of a triangle here with these 3 fingers, and then I'm adding the 8th fret. Now I'm going to stay away from these outside strings for now, okay? And what I want you to try and get used to with this chord is the fact that you're pressing on 4 strings, and you're going to control those 4 strings. So when you strum, it rings out. But when you lift up your hand, it stops. Hey, Mom, I see my mother is here. She's not learning guitar. She's just watching her son. You see? So the beauty is when you play things like bar chords or any kind of chord where you're playing all the strings, you've got complete control over those strings when you play. So at any time you can lift up and the music will stop. Now this is a really great thing to learn how to do when you start trying to play funky. Funky with a K, right? And an N. Because what you can do is when you want to, now as I'm playing this, again, I'm playing 4 strings. I'm going to deaden out the 6th string, and I'm going, Aiden says you're allowed to ask questions. You are. I don't know how long I have, Aiden, to answer them, but, and again, I try and stay focused on one particular topic. So today I'm just trying to show you something that you could practice. But Aiden, anytime I've got time to answer a question, and I certainly would, So what I'm going to do with this chord right here is I'm going to deaden out the 1st string and the 6th string by lightly touching those. So the 1st string is being deadened by my pinky, and the 6th string is being deadened by the tip of my index finger. So this, you're not going to hear, and that you're going to hear a little bit just because there's kind of a harmonic happening. But if I play it in context of the entire thing, you're not going to hear it. So I'm pressing on those 4 strings in the center, and then I'm deadening out those outside 2 strings. And then what I can do is when I strum, I want you to watch this. I'm going to strum the whole time. I'm going to do this. See how I'm lifting my fingers up? I'm not taking them off the guitar. I'm just lifting them up. Now, I am getting a little bit of a harmonic sound because of where my fingers are and things, but don't worry about that. Just kind of practice going. You could come up with like a cool new riff or something like that. But so what you do then is as you get comfortable with this, and please understand, it doesn't have to be fast. You don't have to strum this fast. I mean, if you're going... Usually the caffeine gets a hold of me, so I do things a little bit faster by the afternoon, but you do not have to be playing fast at all. So the most important thing, yes, you can practice that chord, but really the most important thing is learning how to deaden out those outside strings, and then learning how to deaden out the strings while you're strumming, which is what we often refer to as scratching, okay? That's what I'm doing at that point, is scratching. See that? So what I want you to start doing as you get comfortable with that is that I want you to start thinking about how you can change up that rhythm by pressing down and lifting up in different places. So you might practice just doing something like this, where you're going like this, and you're just going to press down in different places. See, so sometimes I'm going to press down when I'm strumming down, and sometimes I'm going to press down with this hand when I'm strumming up, and I have to get used to both of those. Hey, Tally. Hey, Roland. Hey, Billy. Let's see. Gary is here. I wanted to see Aaron P. said, "You're back to looking healthy." Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate that. I do feel much better. Oh, look at this. This is the comment I was waiting for right there. Kind of like King's X, which you are absolutely right. I totally had that in my mind, so thank you for reading my mind. Kind of a dog man thing going on, if you know who King's X is. One of my favorite bands of all time. So, see how you can control that? So again, it's not about how fast it is. It's about the control. It's about making the chord correctly, no doubt about it. But it's the control of all those other strings. So when you're strumming, you don't have to be careful of what you're hitting. You're creating a groove. You're more interested in the groove that's happening. You see what I mean? And so there's a lot of different sort of moving parts going on in here, so you understand as you're practicing this. Again, don't ever worry about how fast something is. Don't worry about how perfect something is. You can work into all of those things as you keep going. But the most important thing is controlling the chord, making it sound good, and then controlling the strings that you don't want, but understanding that it isn't a matter of stopping strumming, although you can do that. Like if you watch, I'm not strumming the whole time. Which sounds kind of cool on its own too, but if I stop strumming everything all the time, then I start getting kind of, a quarter note, eighth note kind of feel happening. But I definitely want to get those slaps in between, those scratches, to make it sound funky. And if that feels good to you, one other thing I want you to think about, which is kind of fun to do too, is you could let off, you can stop deadening out the sixth string, and then sometimes what you can do, and I do this a lot of times, I separate the root note, the sixth string, the E, from the chord. So as I'm lifting up sometimes, what I'll do, again, I'm not coming off the strings, but I'll move away from that sixth string just slightly so I can strum it, and I get an open sixth string, and then I can come back and deaden out that sixth string and go to the chord. So watch this. Here we go. See, it's just a really fun thing to do. And again, you can keep elaborating from here. You might start doing some little slides. Or backwards like this. Okay, so again, there's a million things that we can add on top here, but the most important thing is for you to practice this, have some fun with that rhythm, and learn how to control those strings. Doug says, I'm going to pull up a couple of comments here, so many ways to get dynamics, which Doug is absolutely right on. Let's see here. Move over, Rover, and let Steve take over. Thank you, Randy. Let's see here. I should be as good as you in about 125 years. I don't think it's going to take you that long. The most important thing is, can you practice and still have a smile on your face? That's the most important thing. It's all right to get frustrated sometimes, but then sometimes you should not be frustrated. You just got to enjoy yourself. Here we go. So Mike Rudolph says, Joe Walsh, Rocky Mountain Way. Absolutely. Now I'm in E, but right, that thing going on in there. But think about like Mike and everybody else. Think about like, gosh, do I even remember how it goes? Oh, I don't. I was going to play Funk 49, but I don't. Wow, how does that go again? There it is. Right? There it is. We're stretching way back now. I haven't played that in years, but same kind of thing, right? Hopefully I don't get blocked for that, so I'll probably stop playing that. But you get the idea. Lots of good stuff. Voodoo Child, sure. Right? Right? All that kind of stuff. Really great stuff. But start slow. If you've never done this before, take your time working into it. Let's see here. Do you want to hear the harmonics? Well, sometimes it's inevitable, Gary. Gary says, do you want to hear the harmonics? It depends on what position you're in. Like if I'm here, you're going to hear a little bit of that scratchy stuff. But if I was here, I have to be careful that I don't get those. And a lot of times if I have more than one string touching those strings, I can help deaden those a little bit. But kind of the fun of this is that it's a bit raw. Right? When you play, it's a bit raw and unpredictable dynamically. Right? So it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It's okay if the edges are a little bit rough. That's what makes it sound kind of cool. Let's see here. Can the similar finger pattern, Alvin says, can the similar finger pattern work in different frets? Yeah, sure. Well, not in the same key necessarily, but you can move this around like any bar chord, right? Wherever you want to go. So if you were going from E to A, you could go from here. You could go wherever you wanted to. Key is a little bit different story because I'm actually playing what we would call an E7 or E dominant 7th chord with a sharp 9. And that doesn't just work in every chord. But hey, again, right now what we're trying to do is just have some fun playing some things and see what we come up with. Some of the greatest songs ever written don't necessarily make sense. And again, I'm a huge advocate for theory and things like that when it's the right time. But when it's not, I want you to have fun and just play and do some things. Let's see here. Peter says, hey, Steve, always a great session. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And Doug says, so many ways of getting dynamics. Yeah, that's the fun of it. And, again, there's so many songs. Like, people have been saying some songs here. And Jason says, I can't get away from you. Wasn't there a horror movie made decades ago about us? Oh, about you? Well, it's possible. I'm always wearing my... Does anybody know what this is from? Does anybody know the movie that this is from? If you do, please post it, and I'll be very, very proud of you. Okay? So let's see here what we got. Boise, Idaho, Mark is here. Awesome. Foxy Lady, that's another one. That's a perfect one. Lots of Hendrix stuff, obviously. Right? All that kind of stuff, for sure. Okay? Let's see here. Favorite Steve Stine quote so far? If you kind of know something, you kind of don't know something, which is so true. Listen, if you only kind of know it, the truth is you kind of don't know it. So very important to think about that. Is there an actual name for this chord theory-wise? Yeah, it'd be an E7 sharp 9. That's what this thing would be. E7 sharp 9. Okay? So I've got my root, my third, well, let's take a look at it. I got my root, my major third. Here I've got my 7th. So I don't have a 5th in there, right? And then I've got my raised 9th there. So, but if we wrote it, we would just write it as an E7 sharp 9. We wouldn't have to write an 05. It's just as guitar players, because we only have 4 functional fingers for the most part and 6 strings, we can't always play all the notes. So yeah, E7 sharp 9 would be perfect. Let's see here. I'm going to move down. Lots of things going on here. I want to see Funk 49 and 48. That's right. That's right. Can I play some Grimstein? Boy, I wish I could, but I'm in the wrong tuning for pretty much all of it. So let's see here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Pair character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. I'm not sure what you mean by that, buddy. Pair character stretching his arm forward and raising his thumb up. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Let's see here. Man, that's a beautiful pink Charvel. Yes, it is. I'm going to buy one like that. I love this. As a matter of fact, I've been on the lookout for the humbucker version of this that has the 2 humbuckers. I love it so much. Right now, I am in standard tuning. Yes, I am. Gavin is here. Hey, Gavin. Nice to see you. Let's see here. GMC spent a small fortune on GuitarZoom. Really nicely laid out website and courses. Don't tell the missus. I won't say anything. Hey, Scott's here. How you doing, buddy? Shannon is here. Blessings. Very cool. All right, let me keep going here. Am I still up in the Fargo area? I sure am. Peter from the UK is here. Very nice. I don't want to bore you with saying hi to everybody. Can't see the shirt. Oh, yes. Look at this. Evil Dead. There it is. You win. Parvez, you got it. It's Evil Dead. Oh, yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. There's all kinds of Red Hot Chili Peppers that would be using stuff like this. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you guys are totally on it. That's right. Evil Dead, yes. We got another Evil Dead right here. This is Peter, a Wheeler, who wins nothing but a You Rock shirt. Steven rocking the Evil Dead shirt. Oh, yeah, you guys are making me happy with this Evil Dead thing. Oh, Army of Darkness even defines it, even dials it into Army of Darkness. It's beautiful. Very nice. Okay, anyway, I tell you, I got to get going. I got to get back to work. I got more stuff to do. But I wanted, let's see here. What's the name of the genre that you're playing? Funk. I mean, funk. Like you could learn anything from, Parliament to Bootsy Collins kinds of stuff to Lenny Kravitz to Red Hot Chili Peppers, like people have said. King's X. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. Funk rock, funk metal, just anything with a groove tends to have a lot of that kind of stuff. And certainly blues. You think of like Stevie Ray Vaughan, things like that. You're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff in there. Okay, I got to read this. I saw Army of Darkness on VHS bootleg before it was released in the theater. That's awesome. I actually went to Army of Darkness in the theater when I was a kid, and I guess I wasn't really a kid. I was a little bit older by then, but yeah, loved it. Love Army of Darkness. Chris has got Army of Darkness, which is very awesome. Okay, anyway, take care, stay positive, keep practicing, and I'll talk to you all soon. But I just wanted to give you something to think about, something to practice.